And we're back. Oh god! When we last left off, I was basically staving off an ass whooping. Arrgh! Oh god, oh god, oh god. They basically refuse to get any closer, but they're all the way out here, so I might as well run like a little bitch. The arrow on the map points me to the system sector center. Oh, no, 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 no. No. This way. This way. Yes, yes, this way. So I'm just going to stealth land, or ninja land, or avoid death. After avoiding the orbital patrols, yeah, you and Flynn quickly moved through the facility, smashing and killing everything you come across. Flynn is just a whirling dervish of destruction, and whenever you find yourself getting pinned down, he somehow manages to pull off the impossible, and pull you out of trouble. After the better part of an hour of fighting your way through the crashed ship, everything is quiet, and Flynn plants his charges, and the two of you take off as soon as possible to avoid any further entanglements with pirate goons. Boom! Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. Yes, they were waiting for me. Back to Tuatha. Oh my goodness. Barely. Oh my god, so many missiles. Oh my god, that could have ended badly. And suddenly. There's also the Roughnecks. They're like the Federation's version of... Oh god, what's going on here? Small pirate incursion. Delicious. Yeah, the Roughnecks are Federation's version of Special Forces, I guess. Not as good as the Wild Geese, but they like to think they are, so the Wild Geese and the Roughnecks get into it from time to time. You land on New Ireland with the memory of your assault on the south of the border still fresh in your mind. You and the Wild Geese team moved through the derelict like the wraiths of death itself. The workers tried to repulse you with small arms fire from numerous blasters, and the Sentinel gun emplacements slowed you down for a while, but nothing could stop Flynn. His heavy repeating blasters spat an unending stream of destruction, and soon enough it was time for the up-close fighting. In battle, Flynn became a wild killing machine, hacking and slashing without fear. Men fell before him like wheat before the scythe, and many turned and tried to flee. Flynn pulled his pistol, and he and his team wreaked a bloody vengeance upon their massed ranks, and it was over in less than an hour. You looked out of a porthole and watched the survivors flee across the icy steppes, safe in the knowledge that the extreme cold would soon end their lives. Remember standing guard while Flynn quickly set a number of microfusion charges before both of you returned to the yes! As you passed over the site, Flynn depressed the detonator, and the entire wreck disappeared in a ball of white light, rapidly expanding to a sphere of flaming debris. The Hulk was simply vaporized. You and Flynn report the details of your assault to Flanagan, who grins happily at the result. That should have set our friend going somewhat, he says a little cheekily. He just lost a sizable portion of his drug production capability. It took him almost a year to set up that site, and it took the two of you and a strike team an hour or so to utterly destroy it. Wait for me in the bar. I'll have something else for you to do in a few hours. I'm sure you will. I really want one of those. They're basically an old freighter with lots and lots of cargo space, but look how much shields and armor it has. It's such a beast. It can take a pounding. Plus it fits a lot of turrets, which I really like. So I can focus on my maneuverability, and while holding down fire, I can use turrets to train a line of fire on them. Extremely useful. This thing can be very, very handily, and for a price, converted to basically a civilian class destroyer. I don't know how else to put it. It's like a technical, if you're familiar with the armed forces terms. It's like taking a pickup truck and mounting a 50 caliber machine gun on it, or a rocket launcher or something like that, a grenade launcher. It turns it into one hell of a beast, and it still has cargo space. Not nearly as much as it had, but still a ton of it, and it can pack a whole wallop. Let's see. Not really anything I could practically use. Can this thing mount turrets? It can only have one turret. Turrets. To the bar! You're sitting waiting for Flanagan, and Flynn has been telling you all about his recent adventures. You do a lot of flying, but Flynn has been from one end of the universe to the other so many times that he would have easily eclipsed your journeys. All of his missions involve some sort of espionage, from destroying installations to planting bugs and wires in crucial places. You're beginning to get a grasp of how large the Wild Geese's intelligence network is, and you ask how Flynn... And you ask Flynn how the geese maintain such a high level of security and awareness in what is a constantly changing world. That's simple, he says, sipping his pint. We geese come from a long line of usurpers. Our ancestors fought in so many wars after being forced into exile for their political ideologies that we have almost evolved into the unit we are now. Where some people tell their wains about the Three Little Bugbears or the Princess Bride, we get told stories about how Michael Collins and the Flying Columns, or the battles of Rory of the Glen. Guerrilla tactics are like mother's milk to us. Intelligence and counterintelligence are easy if you've been trained in them since you have been able to listen. You're still musing over this information when Flanagan arrives. He quickly walks up to you and pulls you to a booth. Now we are going to play a little game. McGowan has placed orders with a number of smaller operators for drugs. In a few hours, we'll have a shipment for you to deliver. Only thing is, your containers aren't going to be filled with hammerhead or fly or goof juice. They're going to be packed with explosives. Since the orders are being filled by so many groups, it has been easy for our spies to discover what the passwords and delivery schedules are. Do you want to make some evil men go boom? Okay. That was a question? Good for you. Here's the deal. We'll load the containers onto your ship. You have to take them to Rill in the Port Aurelia system. McGowan has a distribution center there. When you arrive, tell the dock workers that the containers are for Marguerite Harris. They will ask when you want them delivered, and you must respond before 6 tomorrow and make it snappy. If you don't, they will assume that you are a plant and more likely than not try to kill you. Even if you escape, you still have a hold full of explosives to get rid of, so make sure you have it right. Get the shipment there ASAP, as I'll need to make McGowan sweat in order to make my plans to the next phase. Also, he says with a quiet grin, you might want to avoid Federation patrols. I don't think they'd appreciate people who ship large amounts of explosives from place to place. Any questions? Tell Flanagan that you have it and head for your ship. That means I need to invest. Afterburner. Oh no. That's fine. Oh, it's too expensive. Bye. Afterburn it up. So where am I going? Zoom out. There we are, up in the top. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's just about my capacity. No. Thank you. Look, it's Eamon Flanagan of the Wild Geese with his railgun outfitted Starbridge. So hopefully I can just zoom right on through and avoid any and all patrols. I don't really have to stop for anything. I'm here. You land on Rill and to find the docks a swarm of activity. You wonder how the corrupt dock workers know which ship to approach, but you guess that Flanagan and the Geese have made sure that the shipping scripts have been organized to match. A number of burly dock workers approach you with a poker face. You tell them that the containers are to be delivered to Marguerite Harris. When asked by what time the goods must be delivered, you tell the foreman before 6 and make it snappy. The foreman grins and hands you a chip for 30,000 credits. There you go, he says, smiling. A little bonus from the boss for a prompt delivery. You smile more at the irony of the situation, but the dim-witted foreman does not notice the difference. You head back to your ship to get some rest and watch the news. A couple of hours later, the broadcast you are watching is interrupted for a special report. You watch in grim satisfaction as a news reporter makes a telecast from the front of a burning warehouse. Great gouts of black, oily smoke billow from the building, and the reporter has to shout to be heard over the roar of the flames. Switching off the hall receiver, you head for the stars, and ultimately, New Ireland. If it really was filled with drugs, I'm sure that reporter would be high as balls from the fumes. Tune in next time